These young ladies have my emotions going. I'm a father figure.
What?
Okay, no.
No.
Well, it's an older brother type of vibe. It's older brother.
We're your older brother and sister that
Yeah.
love you all very much.
What's up, guys? I'm Paul.
I'm Morgan.
In today's video, we're doing a Christian dating Q&A. Glad to be back to just getting in our groove with the Q&As. This is going to be a good one.
Yes, and we missed you last video, so we're happy that you're back.
I'm stinking glad to be here.
Alright, but first, before we get into this video, make sure you subscribe, give us a thumbs up,
Yeah.
turn on that notification bell.
Yeah.
We make Christian videos on life, love, and dating to help you have hope.
And be free. All right, Morgan, let's get right into it. First question. Thank you guys for sending in your questions, by the way. Is it okay to go on dates with different people if you're not official with anyone? That's a good question because it's kind of that gray area.
It is tricky, but I don't know. Okay, here's an example. When Paul and I were first talking, we hadn't even gone out on a date. I was talking to another guy as well. So I was texting Paul and texting this other guy.
Okay.
And then Paul and I went on our date, and I was like, okay, I really like this guy. So I pulled back from the other dude.
Yeah, because you probably, so we would say yes, there's a place for that. But if you're like mega interested in 3 different guys at once, that starts to get a little weird because most likely you're going to be developing deeper connections in one certain direction rather than, I love all 4 of them. You know what I mean?
Have you all seen how The Bachelor and Bachelorette turns out? It's not a good idea to date 25 guys at once. So just pick one, go.
All right, if a guy asks to hang out, does that mean he might be interested in me? Yes, it means that there's a good chance he's interested in you, especially if he's asking to hang out one-on-one.
Yeah, that's yes.
Should he man up and say, do you want to go out on a date with me? Probably.
Probably.
But
if that is his way of, initiating things, we'll take it.
I realize there's different guys coming from different places, and not all of them are as forward as me. All right, this is a question that came to us in many different forms, but ultimately they're asking the same thing.
Okay.
It is, how young is too young to start dating? Or specifically this question, what if you think you're too young to date, but you found the perfect godly guy?
Oh, honey, you'll find another perfect godly guy when the age is right and the time is right.
Ouch, that stung. That stung. My heart broke a little for you.
I'm sorry.
They have a deep spiritual connection with this one guy. But
So they think. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm just going to back up and let you talk
I
to him.
can't tell you how many times I thought that I found the godly spiritual guy, but I
Okay.
was 12 years old. I was 14 years old. I was 16 years old. I was 17 years old. I'm not saying that you can't date 16, 17, 18, but honestly, I would really, really advise against it. If you are not ready to get married within the next year of you dating that person, like legitimately get married, what's the point in dating?
Morgan and I have pretty just strong views on that. There's going to be people who disagree with us, obviously. But
Yes.
Obviously. But in our mind, what real good stuff comes from dating someone for 5 years, for 4 years? Likely you're going to develop emotional, physical attraction to the point where you're going to start compromising. So we say, like, start dating when you see marriage in your near future. So how about this then? Getting back to this question, someone's 18 years old. I'm just going to speculate. I don't know how old you are. You're getting close, but you're like, no, I'm not ready to get married. 18 years old, and this godly, like truly godly, good character man comes into your life, and you're like, he's very much husband material, but I'm not quite ready to get married. Do you kind of like, now I'm asking you out of just genuine curiosity, do you have a talk with him like, I'm not ready, but in 2 years, like, can you just stay close by and then 2 years? You know what I mean?
Can you wait a few years, buddy, then I'll be ready.
Don't see anyone else. Just wait for me. Like, is that I mean,
yeah, I think that type of conversation could happen. Do I think it's necessary?
am I worth it? Am I worth it to you?
I think there's this idea of like, if someone comes into our life and they are so godly and they're so like, their heart is for the Lord, and like you're physically attracted to them, emotionally attracted to them, you automatically kind of assume like, well, I should probably marry this person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
especially if you've had like a track record of guys that are just lame.
Yeah. And it's like, you could marry this person, but you're saying you're not ready to get married. You're saying you feel like the Lord has led you to a place of singleness and to just like dedicate your life to Him for now. So like, instead of being like, oh, this guy's gonna be gone and I'm gonna miss my person, just recognize that the Lord maybe has put this guy in your life to show you what He has in store for you, but even better, like to just remind you. Because for me, I know that personally, I got to a place where I thought all men were crap and that I was not going to find a true godly man. And then God put this guy in my life for literally like 2 weeks, and he was godly and honored his mother and father, was very respectful to my parents and to me. Nice. And I needed to be able to see him, and I thought, I was like, this guy's my husband, and he was not. But looking back, I realized the Lord put him in my life to just show me like the type of guy that I have been praying for my whole life actually do exist, and God will bring me that man when the time is right. So you don't need to feel pressure of, oh no, this guy just came into my life, I need to have a conversation with him. Yeah. I need to tell him to wait 2 years, I'm not ready. Like,
that's good. That's really good advice.
All right, real quick, before we get to the next question, we need to say thank you to our patrons.
Yes. Morgan, how is next month's PDF devotional coming along?
If you don't know this, we've been releasing PDFs specifically for our $5 tier patrons and up. So if you become a $5 tier patron or up, you are going to receive these special PDFs, downloadable. You can print them off. The 1st of July, we're going to be releasing a 7-day devotional that is featuring encouragement from us, from Nathan Sutton, from Hannah Williamson, from Bethany Beal, from Bill
guys, like that is the MVPs of YouTube.
And more. We are very excited.
Love to have you guys receive that from us, and it's just a way that we can thank you all for being our patron. Go to patreon.com/Paulandmorganshow. We're going to link it below. Love to have you guys.
All right, next question is, if I tell my good friend I like him, will it ruin our friendship? It could possibly make things awkward. I'm just gonna go ahead and be honest. It could make things awkward. Or he could be like, I like you too. My answer to this is always like, the risk is worth it, because whether or not he ends up returning your feelings, one day your all's friendship is not going to be the same. Because you'll find your person and he'll find his person, and like you all won't be able to be as close as you were before.
Which kind of sounds cruddy, but it's the truth.
If Paul and I started dating and I found out that his best friend, like of all time, was a girl,
and I spent just a lot of like quality one-on-one time with her,
I would be super weirded out.
She would be like, all right, well, we probably like
need a snip.
Oh, I mean, just pull back a little bit.
Your relationship with her is over, buddy. All right, next question. We get this question every single time. We've talked about it a million bazillion times, but we'll go ahead and answer it for you. Do looks matter?
I mean, if you're superficial, yeah.
Whatever. All right, Paul and I believe very, firmly in physical attraction. Yeah. We believed in that, before we were ever together. For me personally, I needed to be physically attracted because, I'm a visual person, and that's, partially, my love language. That's partially his love language. I don't know what that would be called, but, just physical attraction.
Yeah. And that's a good point, because I do think some people are genuinely wired differently.
Yeah,
where
they
looks,
don't care.
they just,
that's awesome. And that's totally fine.
It's not that big of a deal to them.
And it doesn't make them better or us better or whatever. It just depends on you. How do you feel? Yeah. Do looks matter that much to you? Because if they do, don't feel bad about that. I think that we get in this headspace of, well, I'm not attracted to him, but he's such a good guy, but I just am not attracted to him. Am I a terrible person because of this? No, you're not. It's okay. It's the way God created you. Your physical attraction is important to you, and
if in your spirit you're wondering, genuinely wondering, attraction might be too big a deal to me. I put it literally over everything else. And if the other person isn't a 10 out of 10 perfection, Next person, like you might need to check your heart and spend some time reflecting and in prayer, ask some people around you. But if you're not that guy or that girl, you can relax a little bit.
Let me tell you, ain't nobody a 10 out of 10 when they wake up in the morning.
Very rare. I got lucky. I got really lucky.
How can a Christian girl put herself out there to a blind Christian man?
A man who's just oblivious.
Yeah. Why couldn't she have said oblivious man?
It may have been worded a little better. But hey, we have made a specific video, A Christian's Guide to Flirting. Really breaks it down. A couple things, just be friendly and give the person some extra attention that maybe you're not giving just everyone. Like give him some specific attention, ask him questions, make an effort to be where he is. Those are practical and easy.
You know, to put yourself out there as a Christian girl to a oblivious Christian guy, I think personally, I believe that it is okay to ask a guy to hang out. Maybe you could ask him to hang out in a group setting. That way it's not a date. You're not asking him to go out on a date. I personally also don't see anything wrong with that. But you might want the guy to ask you out on the date. So ask him to hang out with a group of friends. I think that like including him and stuff would hopefully like get his attention.
And you know, at some point you can be okay with being really direct.
Yeah.
But then if you find yourself having to continue to pull him along, then you probably just have a passive guy.
Yeah, or a guy that's just not interested. Like he's gotten the signs, but he's just not interested.
He's just not that interested.
And he's not going to tell you because he's a dweeb.
What do you think about making out? Is that too far? So we've covered the topic of kissing and making out in a couple videos. Go back and watch those. Just type in Paul and Morgan kissing before marriage. Making out. Morgan and I waited to kiss until I asked her dad if I could marry her. And then we kissed. We were still a ways out from marriage. And my short answer is yes. I think personally making out before marriage is too far. Because making out, you know, it's more than just a kiss. Like it can get pretty steamy.
Yeah. We definitely had a few makeout sessions.
Yeah, we did.
That we both kind of wish like we had waited to do that until marriage. Not that we ever crossed lines too far, went too far, but still like it was just getting our emotions and our hormones and adrenaline pumping.
Yeah.
In a way that we should have waited until marriage to get those things pumping.
And if me and Morgan had looked at the situation, because we still had several months before we were going to get married, and decided, okay, actually, I don't think you're the right person for me. Like, having had makeout sessions, your emotions are so invested that it's going to be that much harder to end the relationship when maybe you should end the relationship.
Yeah, there are many reasons as to why you should maybe wait for the whole making out stuff, but one of the reasons that we say is, yeah, I mean, you just never know, like, if you're going to end up getting married to that person, and if you're not, those physical connections do make it harder for you to end a relationship that you shouldn't be in.
All right, vacationing together while dating.
Nate and Sutton did a video on this.
Just about to say that, and they really broke it down. They broke it down because they did do a decent amount of vacationing together while they were dating, and
basically they
spoiler alert,
don't do it.
They ended the video saying that they feel like after looking back on their experiences, it's not wise.
But, you know, there is something to say about, like, taking them on family vacations where, you know, they're going to be staying with your brother or you're going to be staying with their sisters.
Getting to see them, like, maybe a mission trip type. Well, that's not a vacation, but, you know, like, getting to see them in different types of settings.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's a big difference between even a vacation with friends where there's a girl's, you know, hotel room and a guy's hotel room versus it's a one-on-one trip and you're staying in the same hotel room and yada yada. All right, this is an interesting question and it's good for the times that we're in. Is it possible to be in a relationship with someone whom you've never met but you both follow each other? I think that, like, we shouldn't limit ourselves to, oh, like, my relationship has to start and grow in this particular format. Like, a lot of stuff, people are online, Facebook, Instagram.
Just make sure that you FaceTime them before and you're not getting, catfish, because that happens.
Of course, use wisdom, be practical. So yes, it's absolutely possible, but maybe don't let it go on too long. So guys, we got so many of you all writing in that we are gonna probably do a part 2, and this is a good opportunity. Write your questions below for a chance to get featured in part 2. Comment below because we want to hear your all's dialogue with our answers. We know that there's other perspectives, so let's chat in the comment section.
Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed us answering the questions you asked.
That's it, guys. We love you all. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll catch you again very soon. Have hope.
And be free.
Howdy there, partner. It's an older brother type of vibe. It's older brother.
We're your older brother and sister that love you all very much.
Yes.
Here's the thing.
I'm like a young hip grandpa.
Oh!